Just a few days after Draymond threw the punch at Jordan Poole, it is obvious that the Warriors have Poole's back.
Yeah.
Signed a huge extension this weekend, and they also tied themselves to Wiggins long term. The Warriors are now on a $500 million luxury tax bill in the future.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that they will regret keeping Poole over Draymond?
Well,
really curious to hear your answer on this one.
I mean, listen, I am not a huge believer. I think Steve Kerr had a very good quote about Jordan Poole, which was, listen, you earned every penny of this. We're happy for you. But there's a reason you played 17 minutes a game in the playoffs. And we want to play you 30 minutes a game. You've got to get better. And we'll see how the punch affects him, how the new money affects him, all of that. Jordan Poole obviously has talent, but he's a defensive liability, and he's incredibly confident, which can be good, but also can be bad. They got Wiggins on a good salary. I mean, he took a pay cut from where he was. He obviously is happy there.
Right.
It's just the right spot for him where he's not relied on for his scoring. His scoring's a bonus. Good defense. He was critical to them last year. I've given my pound of flesh on the Wiggins thing. But what is noteworthy about this is the timing of it. Because I do not believe, now that they have decided to give Poole the extension and to give Wiggins the extension,
that they're keeping,
I do not believe they are giving Draymond an extension. And I think the odds of Draymond being traded, as I said last week, that I thought it would be traded before the deadline, just increased exponentially. Because you could get things of value for Draymond Green.
What?
What?
I just think Draymond, I think in 2 years, he's done.
That might be true.
I don't know what exactly Draymond did last year.
Well,
I understand he's got his track record. He's no LeBron.
He was good at the end of the finals.
All right.
He does unlock things for them, lineups they can play, because when he is locked in, he is still a tremendous defensive player. And his synergy with Steph Curry is helpful. With that said, there's just a very select list of teams that could really, if you're a bad team, you have no use for Draymond Green. If there's only certain teams that could use him. However, now that they have paid Poole and Wiggins, do I think it's possible that they, as I said last week, that they decide to see what trade value Draymond as an expiring deal or a deal with a player option plus one of the other young guys has? I do. Do I think that they want anything to do with Draymond picking up this $30-some million option or opting out and expecting a big deal? I don't.
Is there an option where Draymond can just take way less money?
Well, I don't know why he would. Because here's the thing. He has 1 year left on his deal. Let me tell you the exact numbers on it, and then we'll move on back to football. I think it's $32 million, but I want to make sure I want to get the money right. So Draymond this year it was a 4-year, $100 million deal. So I actually had the money wrong. So it's $26 million this year, and then a player option for $28 million next year. So Draymond at the end of this year, his agent, Rich Paul with Clutch, is going to survey the landscape and find out, is there anyone out there willing to give him a multi-year high-dollar extension? If there is not, then he will just pick up that player option for $28 million. He would never decline the player option to then take $10 million.
Right.
That doesn't make sense. Now, is it possible he would decline the player option at 1 year, $28 million in order to get 3 years, $60 million? So it's less money per year, right, but more length. Yeah, that's on the board. But I think the Warriors are going to move him because I think that they would risk losing him for nothing this offseason. I think what he did was a big deal. I thought Kevin Durant's quote, I know there were some members of the media trying to act like other members. This is one of the things I hate. Members of the media who try to act like other members of the media are soft compared to them. And they were doing this whole, this happens all the time.
Right.
Oh, guys don't know what it's like in a locker room. I think Kevin Durant gave a quote. He's like, I've been in the league 16 years. I've never seen that happen.
Love that guy, man.
Kyrie, of course, though, in the same locker room, was asked by Nick Friedel, about the moment. He's like, oh, man, I wasn't surprised at all. I've seen it all in the league.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course you have,
Yeah.
Kai. But no, so it was a really big deal what happened.
Yeah.
The Warriors acknowledged it was a big deal and then lost their mettle on it by letting Draymond. The reason they didn't suspend Draymond, I truly believe, is because of ring night. They don't want him to miss ring night. But I don't think it's sustainable there. And I think the Warriors made it very clear they have made their choices in valuing Poole and Wiggins over Draymond.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.